There was a young man who was selling a roasted granite on the streets. Every day, the same spot, the same granite, the same tray. He has been there for many years, selling granite on the streets. One day, a billionaire was passing by. He saw this young man and he stopped. He said, "Why are you still here for all these years?" The young man replied and said, "I just want small money and peace." The rich man smiled and left. Some times passed by. The billionaire came back and still met this young man on the street selling the granite. And the billionaire asked the young man and said, "What if I give you 10 million naira? What will you do with it?" The young man replied. He said, "I'm going to buy a bigger tray and a lot of more granite to sell." The billionaire nodded his head, dropped some changes, tapped on the shoulder of this young man, and he said, "Young man, you don't need 10 million naira. You just need a new mindset." Money without mindset is nothing. A lot of people think that money changes people. But the reality is that it only exposes who you already are. Because if your thinking is small, your money becomes small. Your income is as proportionate to the level of your thinking. If your vision is short-term, the money runs away from you. If your ethics are weak, the money becomes dangerous. Ladies and gentlemen, wealth does not begin with the pocket. It begins with the mind. And that's why today in my presentation, I want to take you through the journey of shifting your mind to build that culture of wealth creation so that people seated in this room will be counting billionaires in the next few years to come. And I want you to imagine how much is 1 billion naira. 1 billion naira is a huge amount of money. And I want you to imagine that Aliko Dangote is worth 45,000 more of that 1 billion naira. Jeff Bezos is worth 350,000 more of that 1 billion. Elon Musk is 1,100,000 more of 1 billion naira. And then that is you. How many billions do you have? Don't worry. If you don't have your first 1 billion yet, I'm here to take you through the journey of having your first 1 billion naira today. But it does not end with just the knowledge. It begins with practice, with application. Because knowledge is not power. Knowledge is only a potential power. It only becomes power if we put it into practice. And it will take you very long time to have your first 1 billion if you are to rely on your current job. Imagine you do a moderately high paying job in a city like this. Imagine a job that pays you 350,000 naira in a month. How long will it take you to have your first 1 billion naira without you touching a kobo out of that money you earn? It will take you 277 years before you have your first 1 billion naira. It will also take you 3,333 months before you can have your first 1 billion if you work this kind of job. And it will take you 29 million hours to have just 1 billion naira. This is impossible with your current job. Imagine the highest paying job in your city. It is impossible for you to become a billionaire with that job. That is if you don't spend a kobo out of your monthly income. But that's not possible. That means your possibility of becoming a billionaire is zero with your job. So if you have to become a billionaire, you have to remove the thinking of that job out of your mind. The first thing I want you to remove in your mind is the thinking of your job. Is out of the equation. Time is the most precious resource. You cannot afford to waste this precious asset just to gather 1 billion naira, 29 million hours. If you have to trade your time to earn an income, then you cannot be rich. If you have to spend time, then you get money. Richness is out of your cycle. If your income is dependent on the time you put, then you cannot be rich. That is why my presentation this morning is to share with us, how do you make money without spending much of this precious asset, time? And all what I'll be telling you this morning are not inspirations, are not motivation. They are instructions. They are commands. And I want you to take it like instructions, to practice it, to put it into your life. Because the rich people, the billionaires, there are certain things they know which not everyone knows. And it is not luck. It is not money. It is not connection. Rich people, they know certain things that most people don't know. Let me tell you one of the secrets of billionaires. You know, everything that you want to see in your life, that you want it to come reality, the first thing you need to do is to create a vivid imagination of the outcome and the situation you want to see. And that's the law of attraction. Rich people, and you potential rich people, if you want to become rich, the first thing you want to do is to imagine the outcome, how rich you want to become, how much a billionaire do you want to become. Imagine it with vivid imagination and visualization in your mind, and feel it. When you feel it and think about it and you repeat this process over and over again, you attract this reality. You attract this outcome to you. And rich people, they have this unyielding belief. The belief that says, I can do it, I can make it. If your mind says you cannot do it, and you are seated in this a billionaire workshop, you are just jotting down, but deep inside your mind you believe you can't make it, you have a doubt, then that cannot happen to you. The only person that can change your mind is you. And they have this burning fire inside them that they want it badly. They want it so much. If you don't want to become a billionaire badly, you cannot become a billionaire. So you have to want it so much. And they have what I call the grit. Billionaires, if you have to become a billionaire, you have to have grit. Grit is you continue to pursue your goal, to continue to commit despite the obstacles, despite the challenges. You still want to push, you still want to do more. That's grit. And rich people, they have something very interesting to me, which is a special knowledge. or what I call specialized knowledge. They are not just good at general knowledge, but they are good in special knowledge. So you being generally known or aware of general knowledge, that can make you a billionaire. What can make you a billionaire is if you have a special knowledge about the area of your investment and value addition. Because if it is where general knowledge, the geniuses, the great minds, the most intelligent people will have been the richest people. It's not about general knowledge. If you have to become a billionaire, you don't have to know everything. How many geniuses do you know that are broke? How many smart people you know that are broke? How many first class students you know that are broke? They are broke not just because they are genius. They are broke because they don't have the special knowledge and because they don't know how to apply it. Being smart in school and being smart in life are entirely different things. Because schools reward answers, but life reward decisions. Schools test memory, while life tests judgment. So the outcome of schools, or the result of the school, is the grade, but the result of life is your outcome, who you are. And that's why I said the difference between the rich and the poor are largely between how they decide and how they judge every situation and people around. The difference between the rich and the poor is not only in their bank account. The difference between the rich and the poor is in their minds, in the way they think. You are rich mostly because of the way you think. You are poor mostly because of the way you think. So if you want to change your status from poor to rich, what do you need to do? Change your thinking. Because if a poor man sees money, he sees something to spend, while the rich, if they see money, they see something to plant. That's a big difference. Is money to be spent or money to be planted? You make a choice, and that choice gives you the real difference. You see, money works like this. You have to plant it. You have to protect it. You have to feed it. And then you harvest it. If you don't do any one of this, there is no way you can become a billionaire. So plant the wealth, protect the wealth, feed the wealth, and then you harvest it. Imagine you eat your seed. Will you be able to harvest? If you eat your seed, then there is no way you can harvest. So how much of your seed are you eating? That tells us how much you can harvest. Because some people spend every income they earn and they wonder why they remain the same way they are. It's impossible. You cannot change. If you spend all your income, 100% of your income spent, every kobo spent, there is no way you can become rich. Some people even do the worst. They spend above their income. There is no way they become rich. And let me share with you a secret. You see, the gap between your income and your expenses is the space where your wealth grow. If you are not creating that space between your income and your expenses, there is no space for your wealth to grow. So wealth grow in that space between your income and your expenses. How big is this space determines how big your money grows. So create that gap so that you can plant more of your wealth so that you can harvest more. Because that gap represents the fields. Your farming field where you are growing wealth. The bigger the size, the bigger the yields. Even if you have extra income, do not spend it in just changing your lifestyle. Some people, when they have some money, they will start changing their lifestyle, changing cars, changing houses. If you live in a local area, you don't want to move to the GRA, or buying expensive phones, even for some people, marrying a new wife. When you have extra money, do not spend it in changing your lifestyle. The first principle is you use that extra income to expand your harvesting fields where you are growing your wealth. Increase your saving, increase your investment with that extra income. And the journey of becoming a billionaire begins by cutting down some unwanted or unnecessary expenses. There are some expenses that are not necessary. Cut down those expenses and redirect those savings into your investment account. Because you may not be able to build wealth in a day. You can only build wealth in the daily decisions you make continuously over time. And these decisions involve you cutting down your expenses on a daily basis. But you have to know what wealth means. When we talk about wealth in this workshop, we are talking about your control and your freedom to choose your path without you becoming a slave to your finances. Wealth is not about how big your house is. It's not about how flashy your car is or expensive your clothes are. Wealth are measured in the impact you make, in the influence you create, and in the value you add. And wealth are also measured in the things you are grateful for, the things that money cannot buy. These are measurement of wealth. And if you have to grow wealth, you have to harvest it, you have to invest in it. And I caution you not to invest in areas where you don't have much information. Only invest in areas where you have absolute and competent information. Because if you invest in things where you don't have these three information, you are not likely to become rich. You can only invest in areas where you have these three information. Number one, you have to have information about how much you are likely to gain. That means your profit. If you cannot calculate or imagine or evaluate your earnings or your gains with highest level of accuracy, you should not invest. And if you cannot estimate or imagine the risks involved, do not invest. And if you cannot assure your exit plan without you losing everything, do not invest. There are some investment when you do it but you don't have an exit plan. Because if there is option of you losing everything, don't invest. What is my exit plan in this business that will make me not lose everything? If you have that, then you can invest. Because you have to guard your wealth as if your life depends on it. Because sometimes it does. Guard your wealth. Guard it like your farm, because you invested. You planted your seed. Guard it. And the next principle I want to share with you of becoming a billionaire is the principles of measurement. I'm going to explain this. Like, if you remember last year, I talked to you about the principle of anything that you cannot measure, you cannot manage. So also finances. If you cannot estimate, evaluate, assess your wealth, then you cannot manage your wealth. So the first thing you need to do is to take account of all your incomes and expenses. Have a daily audit or monthly audit of your finances. Where are your monies coming from and where are they going? And then see the pattern. See where your expenses are going. See the sources of the income. And then you can make a decision. If you never check your weight, you'll never know when you are overeating. Unless you check your weight, that is when you know that you really overate. So if you don't review your finances, you will never know where your money is leaking. So if you have to improve your finances, you have to understand your finances. You cannot improve anything that you don't understand. And I want you to take account of all those petty expenses that are blocking your wealth growth and redirect them into your saving and investment account. You can even schedule when to do this auditing so that you keep track of those blockages. Sometimes your wealth want to grow, but the road is blocked. Clear the road for your wealth to grow. And like I always say, everything begins with knowledge. The foundation of wealth also begins with knowledge. Because as your knowledge compounds, so does your income. The more knowledge you have, the more possibility of you becoming rich and wealthy. Because sometimes it's not about how many times money comes to you. Because money comes and go, comes and go, comes and go. But there is one thing that remains. The lessons and the disciplines. The discipline you learn from having all the money coming and going, that's your treasure. That's what's most important. Last year I told you the story of one of my mentors who was given the task of doing everything possible to get his first $1 million. And after getting the $1 million, his coach asked him to give it out free of charge. Dash this $1 million. He spent years trying to gather this $1 million. After the money comes, he was asked to dash it out. Because it is not the money that matters. It is the skills, the disciplines, the lessons he has learned in the process of gathering this money. That's what matters. What matters is what you become in the process of getting this money. That's why I want you to cherish and invest so much in continuous learning that relate to finances. Get knowledge about finances. Invest. Even if you have extra income, spend it in buying books, attending workshops, seminars, visiting mentors, hearing their stories. Because if you continue to invest your specialized knowledge, to invest in this special knowledge, your income will grow up to a time when the growth of your income is no longer dependent on your presence. Because if your income is dependent on you being available, you being present, then you cannot become a billionaire. And that's why you have to invest in knowledge. How do you get the knowledge? When I talk about knowledge, I'm talking about skills as well. Because the skill that will enable you to make money even if you are not there. And the next principle is do not spend your profit immediately as they come. Allow your profit to gather. Allow your profit to accumulate before you can spend them. And even if you are going to spend those profits in investment opportunities and in value addition. And when you come to invest, I don't want you to invest the entirety of your money that you saved. I want you to start investing small amount so that you can get the lessons, so that you can get the principles, and then be disciplined. Get the discipline of the investment. What matters the most is not the size of your investment, but you starting to invest. If you are not doing investment yet, this is your challenge. This is your time to do it. And no matter how small it is, start saving, start investing. Because it is these daily habits or daily decisions that you make that will eventually create a big result eventually. So the best time to invest is now, and no amount is too small. So no matter how small is your investment, start it now and today. The best time to start investing is today. And I want to also encourage you to invest in ventures and businesses and assets that will outlive you. Some people, when they die, so does their wealth. You want your wealth, your asset, your value that you added to outlive you. You want to leave a lasting legacy, a lasting value that even after your death, that thing will continue to run. So set a vision that will go beyond your lifetime. But sometimes there are risks. You build assets, after your death, this asset becomes a subject of conflicts. Even among your family, your children, they'll start quarreling and fighting on how to manage this asset. So design how this asset will be owned and managed even after your death. So give this wasiyah and give this will so that people will know how your business will be managed. How many businesses do you know that have died just because someone was not alive? Just because someone was sick and this business died. So you had to build a system to sustain your wealth, your assets. And if you have to become a billionaire, one of the things that you have to do as well is to create the true definition of wealth for you. What does it mean for you to have money? What is the meaning of wealth and money to you? Because if you don't have a definition and purpose for your money, then your money becomes like a vehicle without a steering wheel. Imagine you are inside a car and that car does not have a steering wheel. What happens to it? It means that any gravity, it will be drawn by any level of gravity to any direction. It can go anywhere. There is no direction. So what is money to you? What is wealth to you? Define this purpose, and that is the beginning of your journey. Because what is the essence of you being rich, but you are broke in your heart and in your mind? You are broke in your heart and your mind, but you have a lot of money. What is the essence? Because you don't have a definition and purpose for your wealth. You've been spending your time, your energy, but you are not anywhere. You become like someone who is on the treadmill, running, burning energy, wasting your time, but you are in one place. You didn't go anywhere. So it is this meaning that will allow you to track the distance you have covered in your journey to creating wealth. So what that thing you want to see, that you want the money, that is your purpose. Answer this question. And like most of you heard me last time, there are 4 possible reasons why we do everything. Even the quest for money, it could be one of these 4. It could be out of desire, out of fear, or out of duty, or out of love. Don't do these first 2, but do the other 2. Do not make the reason or definition of your wealth to be for the desire to acquire wealth, materialism, to have a big house, to have a big car, to travel expensively. That shouldn't be your objective. That shouldn't be the definition and the purpose of your wealth. Because more has never been enough. The more you have it, the more you want to have it. You will never feel satisfied. So do not make the definition for your wealth be the desire. And also, do not make it out of fear. I'm looking for money out of fear of poverty. Out of fear this money will finish. I know this is a very valid reason for a lot of people, but don't make it your principal reason or definition why you are looking for money. But you can look for money if you do these 2 objectives. 1, out of duty. Believe that you are sent to this world to help people, to serve people, to help them in what they need. And then you are looking for money to come and help people. That's my duty, to help people. And that's a very valid purpose and definition of wealth. Or you have the loved ones, people that are close to your heart, that you want to serve them without stress. That objective is born out of love. And love is the greatest force in the world. So make your purpose for money either duty or love. If you have a purpose, then your financial transactions and actions will align with your purpose. For example, if my purpose for money is to help people, and as I was walking and I saw a flashy car that I want to buy, I put my hands in my pocket. I was about to pay for this car, and then I remembered, my purpose is not to buy flashy cars. My purpose is to help people, to serve them. Will I continue to buy this car, or am I going to withdraw and help people? What do you think? I'm going to pause and I will not buy this car. I will rather redirect this money to a venture or activity that will help people. That is what definition of money and purpose of money will do to you. What is your definition of wealth and money? What does it mean to you? In answering this question, I want you to have your quiet moments. Close your ears from the noise around the world. Don't listen to what people say. This is what wealth means. This is what money means. Close your ears from these noises and listen to yourself. What does money mean to me? What does wealth mean to me? And that's your definition. Some people may want money because they want peace of mind. Some people want money because they want to be able to travel anywhere they want around the world. Some people want money because they want to have the security to provide for the loved ones without being stressed. And some people want money because they want to serve society in a big way. What is your quest for money? If your quest for money is to serve humanity, then that is one of the best and most important purpose for money. Because money follows clarity and purpose. If you don't have clarity why you want the money will not come to you. But if you have this clarity, your financial actions will align with your wealth's purpose. And then you have this kind of self-discipline without you feeling deprived. I have discipline, but I'm not deprived, and I'm happy. So, in defining your definition for money, I want to introduce you to the 3 types of relationship with money. What is your relationship with money? You can either have, number 1, selfish relationship, or sufficiency relationship, or service relationship. Let's take it one after the other. Your relationship with money could be for selfish purpose. I want money because of me. I want money just to serve me. And as much as I need money, that's when I continue to look for money. If I don't need money, I will not look for money. So all my money is for me. No one needs it, and I will not give it to anyone. That's selfish relationship. And that's the weakest form of relationship with money. And then the second relationship is called sufficiency relationship. This is where your quest for money, the reason why you want money is just to make yourself sufficient. You don't want more than you need. If I have extra need for money, that's when I look for money to just bridge the gap. My quest for money, my energy for looking for money is dependent on how much I need the money just to take care of my needs. That's sufficiency relationship. And then the last, which is the best relationship, is service relationship. I want money so that I can do more of this workshop. I want money so that I can help the poor. I want money so that I can pay for some people's hospital bill. I want money so that I can put some of the young children begging on the street off the street. I want money so that I can serve. If I have money, it's there for me to serve. If I have money, it's for someone else. And I need more so that I can serve more people. That is the best relationship with money. What is the essence of money if you cannot serve other people? If you cannot serve the humanity? And that is why one of my mentors, he was telling us about an exercise that we are put. He said that we are sent into the river, and they went inside the river, and they were asked to scoop the water with their hands. Scoop the water, but throw the water back into the sea. What is the lesson? That was just a lesson, an exercise to make them understand that anything you get in this world is temporary, and anything you get in this world, you leave it back in this world. You leave it behind. You came with nothing, and you're going back with nothing. So the money you have in between, why is it given to you? It's just to test you and see if you can serve other people. Serve more people, and more money will come to you. If your intention, genuine intention, is to serve people, miracles will happen. Amazing things will happen to you. If your genuine intention is to serve, and you don't need to have a lot of money to serve. Even with your time, you can serve. With little income, you can serve. Sinduta Pascal was a very classic example. When she was thrown out of her house, she was 9 months pregnant. She was about to deliver a baby. She has 3 other children. She was sent into the cowshed, and then she delivered her baby inside the cowshed. She used a very sharp rock to cut that umbilical cord and deliver the baby herself. The baby was crying. She needed to breastfeed the child. There was no money, and she has to look for food to eat to get the nutrition. She went and started begging on the street to look for food so that she can breastfeed her child. As she was going around begging for food, she saw other children also not having mothers. They were looking for food. She pitied them. She said, "Come with me, join my child, wait here, and I will go and look for food for you." Sinduta, she will go and beg for food to bring to her child and other people's children that were roaming the streets. That's what Sinduta did until she has more than 1,400 orphans. She created the orphanage house, and she received the Nobel Prize award because of what she did. Sinduta was not a billionaire, was not rich, but she was rich in her heart, that she saw the pain, the plight of the people, the young people on the street, as her responsibility. Without money, she took the responsibility to take care of them, and that's why she is great today. So you don't have to have money before you say you can serve, because the wealthiest is not the one with all the money. The wealthiest is the one who serves people. And you see, money is aware of all this. Money is like energy. It follows certain people. There are some people, they are not working hard, but the money will come to them. But there are some people who does not work harder or does not work hard, but the money follows them. So you have to attract the money, and that starts by you building the mindset of serving people, and that is why we are looking for the money. Some of you might have watched the series called Undercover Billionaire. Undercover Billionaire was an experiment that was done where a real life billionaire was asked to go to a new town where He knows no one. And he was sent there with only $100, a cell phone, and an old car. And the challenge was that in the next 90 days, this billionaire will have to earn $1 million. $100, 90 days, converted to $1 million. That was the challenge. The only thing you have is your cell phone and an old truck in a new environment where you know no one. That was the challenge. And these billionaires, they did it. They made it. In 90 days, they converted $100 into a $1 million. Because they are the attraction. The money follows them. Even if you strip them of all the billions they have, the billions will still come back to them. And you have to have that intention to serve people before you have that kind of magnetic reaction or attraction to the money. And that begins by how you think about money. There are some people who think money is a bad thing. Money is evil. You don't want to have much money. If you think negative about money, the money runs away from you. You have to think money is good. Money is powerful, and I can use money to even get to paradise. If you have this positive mindset about money, that is when you call money and money will come to you. And there was a time when I gave this kind of lecture, and I asked the audience and I said, imagine we have 200 million Nigerians, and each of this population will contribute 100 naira and give it to you. 200 million Nigerians, each contributing 100 naira to you. How much will you get? Mathematicians. 200 million or billion? That will give you around 20 billion, right? 200 million Nigerians, each contributing 100 naira. Giving it to you. You end up with 20 billion, I think. 20 billion naira. But that's very easy. I can give you 100 naira every day if you want. You can come to me, I'll give you 100 naira. It's very easy. How many people can give me 100 naira today? All of you. All of you here can give me 100 naira if I ask. And many more Nigerians. But why Nigerians are not giving me 100 naira each? So that today I can have 20 billion naira at a time. And no one loses anything. No one has lost anything significant. But I just become a billionaire. 20 billion naira. But why? Why is it not like that? Why can't we have Nigerians picking one person every day and give that one person 100 naira just to make him a billionaire? Tomorrow pick another person, make him a billionaire, and again and again and again. And everyone becomes a billionaire before you go around. Becoming a billionaire sounds very easy, but this is how it works. You see, people don't pay for your hard work. People don't pay for your energy. People don't pay for your enthusiasm or your interest to want the money. People pay for solutions. If I want every Nigerian to give me 100 naira, I need to create a solution. That I say, I have a solution. That's when Nigerians will say, okay, we want to thank you because you created a solution and we give you 100 naira. Every Nigerian will give you 100 naira if you create that solution. And that is why I don't want you to do business. I don't want you to do business because you want to make money. Whoever starts a business with thinking of making money, he is wrong or she's wrong. Do not start a business with thinking of making money. And someone was shocked when I said that. So what's the essence of me doing the business if I cannot make money? Money should not be your reason for any kind of venture, for any kind of business or investment. The purpose and why these people are billionaires is because they start a business, they start investment just to solve problem. If you are doing business to make money, you are wrong. But if you are doing business to solve a problem, you are right. But where is the problem? One of my students in entrepreneurship class, she raised her hand and she said, Prof, I've been looking for problems. I didn't see any. There's no any problem to solve. And then I said, that is a problem. If you cannot see the problem, that is a problem. Your ability to see the problem is the number one determinant of you becoming rich. If you don't have eye to see problems, then forget about rich. Forget about richness. The rich people are people who have eyes that see problem. Problems are everywhere. Some are visible, some are beneath the surface. You have to have eye to see the problem before you become a billionaire. Because every problem is an opportunity. And I want to give you an assignment. I want to give you a task. From today, get a book, get a jotter, or even on your phone, you have this digital memo or digital jotter where you can be writing. Anytime you go around, you see a problem, write it down. Write down every problem you see. No matter how small or big the problem is, write it down. But don't just write it down, and I want you to write who this problem affects. So you have 3 columns. The first column is titled Problem Column. The second column is the effects column. If this problem happens, who is affected? And then the third column is the solution to the problem. Go around. You realize that in 1 month, you might even feel a 30 leaves or 40 or 100 leaf of a jota. That book is the most important book in your life, because that book is the treasure map that will guide you to the opportunities that most people miss. And that is the book that will tell you how you can use the Avarna to make a difference in this list of problems. When you look at these problems, you realize that there are some problems where your passion and your skill can make a difference. And choose that problem. Focus on that problem and see what you can do to solve it. Because problems are not obstacles, they are stepping stones. And let me tell you, if you want to get a lot of money I mean here, do not follow crowd. Do not do what all other people are doing, but solve the problem that most people don't see or they overlook. What are the problems that people overlook, that people don't see? Then try to solve that problem. That is where the thing is. Try to solve problem. So the main principle I'm talking about here: do not start a business, do not invest with the intention of making money, but only to solve problem. And you see, the bigger the problem, the bigger your reward. The smaller the problem, the smaller your reward. So if you are solving big problem, you get big money. If you are solving small problem, you get small money. So do not be intimidated by big problems. Chase those big problems and try to solve them. And sometimes enhancing your skills will help you to overcome and come up with solutions to these problems. So which problem are you solving? Which problem are you seeing now? That determines how much money you get. So your journey to becoming a billionaire begins by the problem you take. If you are taking big problem, then congratulations. If you are taking small problem, then you need to review your problem jotter. And the next principle of becoming a billionaire is the easy one. Just look at the stories of the young billionaires you see around. Just follow their life, follow their stories, get the lessons, follow their footprints, and see which road did they follow, and then try to follow that road. But there's a caution here. When you are studying a billionaire, Don't just blindly copy everything they did. Just copy the mindset, copy the decisions, the habits, the disciplines, the behavior they did to become what they are. Don't just blindly try to be like Alhaji Usman Sarki, Muhammad Usman Sarki here. Just learn the principles, the mindset he used to be where he is. So any kind of billionaire you see, because Dangote started buying and selling flour, you also want to start buying and selling flour? No. But what was the mindset that made him to buy and sell, or that made him to open a cement factory? What was the mindset? And follow, copy that mindset and put that into your mind as well. It's very easy. You can get a mentor, you can get a book, you can get a speaker. Just pick one billionaire and spend 90 days studying this person. Be it a rich, female rich, or a male. Get a billionaire, 90 days, study them, read their books, interview them, meet the people that know them. Study their lives for 90 days and move to the next person and to the next person. 90 days retreat, studying a billionaire. We have so many books to read. We have podcasts, we have videos on YouTube that we can learn about these billionaires. And the next principle is your environment, your social network. Like I always tell you, even last year I told you that you are your environment. Who do you spend most of your time with? Your social network determine your net worth. That's what they say. If you spend around people who have the mindset of seeing problems and solving problems, you become rich. If you spend time with consumers who see money as something to spend, you end up poor. So who are your friends? If your friends are not people who aspire to become billionaires, change them and become friends with people who are already billionaires or in their journey to becoming a billionaire. So change your environment, spend with people who see opportunities, who don't see problems, who inspire you, who encourage you, who hold you in high regard. And the next principle is, how do you spend your money? How do you spend your money? If you have money, divide it into 4. The first part is what you spend. This is the money for you to spend anyhow you want to meet your basic need. The second portion of your income is for your investments. You save, you invest. And then the third portion of your income should be redirected to learning new skills, learning new languages, new knowledge, even language. And that is where you grow to become more financially aware and have that kind of special knowledge. So have some budget in your income for learning, for knowledge. And then the last part, the last part of your income should go for charity, for giving. You help yourself, you save your future, you invest in your knowledge, and then you help others. You can divide it, maybe 50% of your income for you to spend, maybe 20% for investment, another 20% for learning, and maybe 10% for charity, for giving out to people. So every year, every month, have a budget. This budget is for me to help people, to give it out. And then continuously keep doing that. You attract the money to you if you stick to this principle. And I want to share with you another important secret where most of these billionaires made it. You see, that's what you call scalability and leverage. I'm going to explain this concept. Scalability is when you create a solution. You come up with an idea that will solve a problem, that solving this problem or serving people will not require you to produce that solution over and over and over again. You create something once, and this single thing will serve millions of people at the same time and for the next 100 years. That's scalability. Can your business be scalable? Is your business scalable? For example, Facebook. Facebook was created once and is serving millions of people, billions of people. And you consuming Facebook will not stop me from consuming Facebook. If you consume Facebook, it has not reduced the availability of Facebook anywhere. It does not have this kind of exclusive consumption. It's available. Amazon was made once and is serving billions of people at the same time, to the extent that consumption of Amazon by one person will not deter or stop someone else from consuming Amazon. For example, I gave a teacher, a mathematics teacher, an example like this. He is a mathematician and he teaches people how to do mathematics. And I said, if you go and meet someone to teach them mathematics, they will pay you money. But how many times can you repeat this to get this money? If you are sick, you cannot get the money. If you don't have the time, you cannot get the money. So that means your money is dependent on your availability and your presence and your well-being. You don't want that. So for you to scale this business, the first thing you need to do is to record yourself on a camera, teach people how to do this mathematics, syllabus by syllabus, put it on YouTube, restrict it and give access to only people who paid you money. That way you'll be sleeping and people are paying to subscribe to your channel and they are learning mathematics the same way you are teaching them physically. That's scalability. Software. When you create a software once, you put it on internet, millions of people will download it, consume it, one product, but you are becoming a billionaire. So if your business is not scalable, your chances of becoming a billionaire is less. And leverage. Leverage is your opportunity to borrow people's assets, people's time and resources for your own benefit. For example, there was this guy who owned a broken ship, a ship in the sea, but he thought this ship means nothing to him, and he rented it out to someone who wanted to use the ship. And he rented the ship. He was receiving rentals. He was receiving money for renting this broken ship, and he was gathering the money. After some time, he went to the bank and said, "Bank, I have these rentals that are coming to me from my broken ship. I want you to lend me money and I will buy another ship." And then the bank gave him the money and he got a new ship and he rented the ship out again, second ship. And then he repeated the cycle over and over and over and over again until when he had thousands of ships, but he didn't operate any. He didn't physically keep the ownership of the ships. It was other people that were managing it and taking the risk on his behalf. That's leverage. And one of the classic examples most of you can remember was the story of someone who was given access to a mining field full of gold. Imagine like Zamfara, and said, the entire Zamfara is given to you. Go and extract all the gold in Zamfara. It's yours. But you have only 3 days to extract all the golds in Zamfara. How much you can extract in a day, within these 3 days, is exactly what you have. Most people will say, okay, I will dig as many holes as possible to get the gold. But leverage is where you now say, okay, since I don't have the capacity to extract all this gold within 3 days, I'm going to make an announcement and ask people to come and extract this gold. And I will share the entire Zamfara gold mining field to all these people. They will go and mine these gold. The gold is theirs. But whoever extract gold will give me 10% of the share of the sales. By doing that, within 3 days, you can get the people that will go and mine the entire Zamfara gold mining field, and you get your 10% from all of them. And that way you get more income than you would have taken the entire Zamfara by yourself to mine. That's the power of leverage. Leverage on people. Make people work for you. Make money work for you. Never work for money. Well, not never, but try to reduce how much you work for money. You see, let me give you an instance. On 21st December 2024, Jeff Bezos went to sleep. His worth was $230 billion. When he woke up in the morning the following day, his net worth was $232 billion. During his sleep, he got extra $2 billion. You are sleeping, but money was coming to you. But what happened? Jeff Bezos, during his sleep, the share of Amazon rose by just $0.87 per share. And because Jeff Bezos owned about 10% of Amazon, he earned $2 billion overnight. The same night, a hardworking, talented, very committed engineer was sleeping. He woke up the same way he went to bed. Because that night, Jeff Bezos got more money, 4 million times than this engineer. But what's the difference? What did Jeff Bezos did that this engineer didn't do? Jeff Bezos' system and mechanism for making wealth is entirely different from this engineer who worked the daily working hours from 9 to 5. Jeff Bezos was leveraging on leverage. People are going to Amazon not to buy Jeff Bezos products. He wasn't there, but he gets commission when people are doing their things. That's leverage. How can I make money when two people are having transaction? Leverage. So, make money work for you. Do not work for money. The money you have, send it out. Hey, work for me and get more money. But you putting your labor and your time to make money, that's you working for money. The future billionaires, I have a news for you. In the next 6 years, or even less than 6 years, there are going to be more than 1,000 billionaires to be created. Will one of them be in this room? That's the question. But these billionaires that will be produced, they are there now. They don't know yet that they will become billionaires in the next 6 years. They don't know. But they are doing something they have not realized. They are solving problems. They are adding value. They are seeing problems. They are doing scalability, and they are doing leverage. Because 6 years is even too long for you to become rich and a billionaire. Just like the story of Ritesh Agarwal, if I pronounce it well, an Indian guy who was very poor. His parents didn't have a house. They didn't have money to eat, and they didn't even have the money to pay for the rent. They were sent out of their house. Ritesh was homeless. He was angry. He was frustrated. For him to eat food was difficult for him. But Ritesh, as hard as life was for him, he didn't know that in the next 6 years, he will become the youngest billionaire in the world. He is on the street now, begging for food. But in the next 6 years, he will become the youngest billionaire in the world. He didn't know. But what did Ritesh did? Or what did he do? Ritesh said this. He said, I was not looking for money. I was looking to solve problem. Ritesh one day, he woke up, he looked at a hotel. He said, I see this hotel all the time, but customers don't come. Why this hotel is there with no people? And Ritesh went to the owner and said, the owner of this hotel, I can help you. I promise I will help you get customers to come to your hotel. And then Ritesh was given the challenge. He went into the hotel, he changed the bedsheet, he changed the pillow, he took nice painting and images, he put it on the wall. He took nice images of the hotel, he changed the name of the hotel, and he posted it on the internet. Say, people come to this hotel. The name of this hotel is Oyo Hotel. Within no time, from empty hotel to a full hotel. clients, our customers, we are coming to this hotel. It becomes the best hotel in town. And a lot of money was earned because of that. And Ritesh told himself, he said, if I can solve and fix one hotel, then I can fix thousands of hotels. You just need to solve one problem, then you can solve million problems. And let me tell you now, Ritesh has over 43,000 hotels. 43,000 hotels across the world. He is the owner of the second largest hotel chain in the world. Within 6 years, from poor. He was not better than your situation right now. And the economy didn't change. The president didn't change. But Ritesh changed. His situation changed. So if you are waiting for the economy to change, if you are waiting for the president to be sacked, then you are wrong. The economy will not change. The president will not change. There's only one person that can change, and that person is you. So change, and then your situation will change. But I have to also caution you that if you want that richness, you have to be crazy in your thinking. You have to come up with something new, something unique that has never been done before. If someone will not say this idea is crazy, then that idea is not enough. You see, that's why I always tell young people, getting money to start a business is easy. It's simple. The most difficult thing is the idea. How compelling is the idea? If you have an idea and you are complaining you don't have money to invest, then go and change that idea. There are some ideas that whoever hears that idea, everyone wants to throw their money in. So the 100% of the thing you need is not money. 100% of the thing that you need to do is to see a problem and come up with an idea to solve that problem. 100%. But don't just follow your emotions, follow reality. Some people want to stick to a business because their friends are doing it, because they love it, even though passion is good. But if it is not viable, don't do it. And always start small. Just for you to learn, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. And I want to share with you a very important secret in marketing and managing your business. When you are doing a business, just focus on one customer at a time. Whoever comes to you is a single customer you have. Serve this customer very well, because this customer will be the one to go and tell you a story. He will be your marketer. You don't have to chase all the customers. Pick one customer. Treat that customer very well, as if that customer is a king, because surely customers are kings. That customer is your king. Treat them very well. Only one customer. That's the principles of growth. Sometimes you may not need to advertise your product. Your customers will do that. And do not spend your early profit. Businesses are not meant to make profit at the infancy level. Don't say, because I started business today, no profit, and you despair, you give up. No. You can even have up to 1 year without you making a profit. That's fine. That's natural. And you have to be careful about the people you put in managing your business and your investment and your assets. Some people will want to hire acquaintances, family, and friends. Sometimes good, but sometimes, most of the time, very bad. Any person that you cannot fire, do not hire them. Any person that you are bringing them because you know them, not because they are competent, do not hire them. And I want to remind you about Dangote's biggest mistake. He said his biggest mistake in life was not starting production. His biggest mistake was starting buying and selling. What he was doing is just buying things and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell, and buy and sell. That he regretted. He regretted not starting production. So anything you want to do, try and produce or give service. Either produce goods or service. And before I end, I want to share with you some of the major killers of businesses and solutions. Just like human beings, they are vulnerable at young age. So do businesses. Businesses die at young age. 80% of new businesses die. But what are the causes of death for early businesses? There are 7. So I want you to jot it down so that you be careful about these killers of businesses. Number 1 is not investing the market. Not investigating the market, I mean. Number 1 is not investigating the market. Before you invest in any market, the first thing you need to do is to investigate the market. Find out who are there, who are the dominant suppliers or leaders in the market, where are the problems, where are the complaints, who are people who are frustrated, where are the complaints coming from. Investigate the market. Because I'm looking at my time, I don't want to explain more on that because our sheikh is here. The second problem is lack of business plan. Lack of business plan. We go into business without a plan. Do not start a business without a plan, because your failure to plan is you planning to fail. So always go to a business with a business plan. We have a master classes for business plans. You can study that. And then the second problem or disease or killer of small business is starting with small capital. Starting with small capital. Starting with a small capital is a sure killer of small business. For example, if the lowest capital to start your business is, let's say, 1 million, and you say, oh, I don't have 1 million, but I have 500,000 naira, let me start. I know I told you start small, but every small start has a minimal capital start. So going below there is what I mean here. So do not go below the minimal capital requirement. So not starting with adequate capital kills the business faster. Number 4 is lack of or no advertisement. No advertisement. Adverts. Many people do businesses, but even their friends, the people close to them, they don't know. They don't know about their businesses. One of my staff once told me, he said, Prof, I'm doing this business, so why do you have to hire someone from outside? I said, I don't know. You don't advertise it to me. I don't know about it. Be visible. Be seen. Out of sight, out of mind. So if people don't see you, you're not visible, how can they pay or call you or subscribe or patronize you? So be visible, advertisement. And then the 5th killer is you wanting to grow so fast. You want to grow so fast. You see, businesses are like human beings. They grow gradually, naturally. Don't be willing to reach the heights of your business immediately. So slow down, allow the gradual growth of your business, and that is when you have that kind of sustainability. And then the number 6 is you being rigid. Businesses die because the owners are rigid. They are not flexible. They don't want to flex and change their idea and how they do their business. I'll explain that in just my last sentences. So don't be rigid in your business idea. And then the last one is you being in the wrong environment. You see, businesses are like human beings too. When you change your environment, your value change. There's some environment where you are not needed, but there's some environment where you are needed. Put yourself in an environment where you are needed. So this is just the environment. So it doesn't mean you're from Katsina. If you have a business idea, it's not needed in Katsina, but it's needed in Lagos. Travel to Lagos and do your business there. Or if you're in Lagos, the business is needed in Katsina, come to Katsina. So change your environment, or being in the wrong environment can be a sure killer of your early business. And I have 3 strategies. Now these are the killers, and I'm giving you 3 strategies that will help you achieve or win in the competition. Mostly our ideas face competition. But how do you win competition? You win competition by doing these 3 things. If you start a business, but you have competitors, the first thing you need to do is to lower your price. For you to win competition, lower down your price. But how do you lower down your price? By cutting down the costs. of your business. So apply efficient strategies that will allow you to cut down costs so that you can reduce the price, so that you can outcompete your competitors. Or you can change your location. If this state, people are doing similar business like you, then take your business out of this environment and go to where there is no one else doing this business. You become the monopoly. Change your environment so that you become the monopoly supplier of this good or service. Or you can differentiate your product. Make your product, your good or service unique so it does not match like other people. For example, in aviation, I'm just using it as an example. If people are not flying to, let's say, a state like Jigawa, you choose Jigawa as your route, Abuja to Jigawa flight. Or people are going to Lagos, so many flights are going to Lagos. How do you win this competition? You say, okay, my flight is entirely economy. There is no business class, there is no first class. Or you can say my flight is entirely first class. So you are doing differentiation of your service. So you either reduce the price or be in an environment that you are the only one, or differentiate your products. These are the strategies that will allow you to survive competition. But your biggest strengths can turn out to be your biggest weakness. Whatever is serving you today will not work for you tomorrow. You have to keep evolving. You have to study the market. What do the customers want? And adjust. Why is Nokia? Why is BlackBerry? Why is Blockbusters? These are typical example. Being rigid in business make you die. Nokia, when they came, they wanted to produce something that is strong and reliable. You can throw it on the wall, Nokia will bounce back and smile at you. You pick it and continue making your call. Reliability, people loved it. 3310, if you remember. But Nokia thought and believed that customers will continue to like and want dependability. They didn't think people would want to watch movies on the phone, do emails, download apps on their phones, and they refused to evolve. They are out of the market. BlackBerry, they believe that there is no way people will want to download apps and movies on their phones. They are out of the market. Blockbusters was the world leading videotape rental company in the world. Every year they make $6 billion. But then there was a baby company called Netflix. Netflix was a baby company that was making just $5 million every year. Baby Netflix crawl and go to the Blockbusters and say, Blockbusters, please help us. Give us $50 million on us so that we can become your online shop where people can browse and rent videotapes. And guess what? Blockbusters laughed at the baby Netflix. The baby company, they were sent out. Blockbusters believed that there is no way people will want to borrow videotapes on the internet. The internet was new, and people were not familiar how to use internet and digital spaces. Blockbusters believed that world and market will not change. But as internet and technology developed, Netflix continued to leverage on these advancements. And in 2010, Netflix dislodged Blockbusters. Blockbusters have to file for bankruptcy because they refused to evolve. They refused to change. Had it been Blockbusters has bought Netflix, what you have in your phone right now will have been Blockbusters, not Netflix. And Netflix, they were happy that they were rejected. If they sold this company for $50 million, they wouldn't have been this multi-billion-dollar company they are today. So, evolve. And my last good news to you is that, which is a surprise, I wanted to keep it, but I have to say it. All of you that are in this room, I will give you 100 million naira today. You don't believe me? I see. I think we should show them my bank account. They don't know how much money I have. You know, I can give you 100 million naira. 100 million naira is very easy for me. I can do that. And I want you to temporarily believe me that I will give you 100 million naira, but only on one condition, that you have to tell me what will you do with it. What will you do with 100 million naira today? If I give you 100 million naira, what will you do with it? Most people don't have answers. If you don't have answer to 100 million naira, just forget about being a billionaire. Always believe that Prof said he will give me 1 million naira, but I have to prove to him what I'm going to do with it before he gives it to me. But when you come out with a plan, concrete ideas, what will you do with that 100 million naira? The next thing you need to do is to remove this belief that said, I will give you the 100 million naira, and now change it with the belief or with the question, how do I get the 100 million naira? Then come out with a plan. How do I get 100 million naira to actualize these concrete plans I have for 100 million naira? If you don't have a plan, forget about it. And it doesn't matter your age. Colonel Sanders was more than 60 years when he became a billionaire. Henry Ford was 40 years when he became a billionaire. Steve Jobs was 20. Mark Zuckerberg was 19. All these billionaires will tell you their stories. Age didn't matter. But what will matter for you now to enhance your possibility of becoming a billionaire is your skill. What can you do? You see, you will worry less about money if you have powerful skills. Money will not be a problem to you. Your worth, your value is dependent on how skillful you are. Always invest in acquiring the skills. Every single day, earmark only 1 hour to learn a skill. Even the side hustle that you do it not just because of the money, do it because of the skills. There are some people, when we call them to the company or to organization, I ask them to work, they will start asking, how much money are you going to pay me? No, they are not thinking of the skills. They are not thinking of the value they are learning. So do not work in a company or an organization with the thinking of how much money you will get. Focus on how much skills can you get. How much value will you add to yourself? Not everything is about money. And be careful about consuming liabilities, buying a house, buying a car, changing location. Focus on assets. Any little income you have, put it somewhere where it will multiply. Invest in skills. There are some skills that are better than degrees. Critical thinking, problem-solving skills, emotional intelligence. There are other skills like AI skills, programming skills, data analysis. All these are skills that are better than degrees. And lastly, we have to go spiritual. Allah is the maker of people and decide your fate, whether you're going to be rich or poor. But you can change your relationship with Allah and change your situation. There are 6 things that you can do Islamically, you become rich. The first thing you need to do is thanking Allah, ash-shukr. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, if you thank me, and I will increase in your wealth or in anything I give you. If you thank Allah, Allah will add for you. And thanking Allah is not only in saying thank you, it's in obedience. Thanks, ash-shukr, is also follows the principles and rules of Allah. The second thing you need to do is to ask Allah, ask Him. Because if He said, Allah said, if I accept the prayers of whoever asks me. Ud'uni astajib lakum. Call on me, pray, and I will accept it for you. How many people want to become billionaires but they never ask Allah, I want to become a billionaire? Remember the guy that went to Kaaba and he was saying flus, flus, flus? That's Iman. He believes he's a giver. He's in front of the giver. And give me the flus. And Allah gave him the flus. So you too in your prayers, tahajjud, when you are sujood, ask Allah for the money. And He will give it to you. And then the third principle, Islamic principle of becoming rich, is connecting ties with your relatives. Zumunci. Zumunci Visiting family and relatives increases in your wealth. In your life, the quality of your wealth and your life will increase if you do this kind of zuminchi and connected ties with your relatives. And there was this hadith that says your wealth can be blocked because of your sins. If you commit sin, especially the sins you do when you are private, between you and yourself, you close the door and you commit that sin, that's the kind of sin that stops your wealth to come down. Those sins block your risk. Even if the risk comes, it might not be of blessing. So be careful of what you do in private, because that's your privacy with your God. It's only when you come out before people that you become a very clean and good person. But when you are private, you are a really bad person. And that's when you are with your God. And God will feel that that's not the way you're respecting God. So, if you want more wealth, attaqwa Allah, fear of Allah. وَمَنْ يَتَقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا وَيَرْزُقْهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ. So that's the secret of wealth. Fearing Allah when you are alone, that will increase your wealth. And giving charity, giving people money that needs it, even if you have small, even if no matter how small your income is, give it out. God will add for you. So even every morning, angels will come and ask Allah, whoever gives for the sake of Allah, add in his wealth. Whoever withdraw and becomes stingy, oh Allah, reduce in his wealth. So are you giving? Whatever you give is what returns to you. And then the lastly is saying astaghfirullah. Seeking forgiveness will also block this barrier that block your wealth, and then the wealth will keep dropping. Miracles will happen continuously every single day doing that. And now let's go back to our granite seller, the young man that we started with. Let's finish with him. You see, the tragedy of this young man that was selling granite was not that he was poor, but he lacked the plan for growth. So his short-term plan, his plan or his vision was short-term. So was his future. So if you want to change your future, you have to start by changing your mindset. This guy could have said, I want to brand my granite. I want to package my granite. I want to liaise with supermarkets. And I want to train people to market my granite so that I can distribute it widely across the country. This could have been his plan, but he does not have the brain to think about it. And he ended up on the street. And you are different from this granite seller because you attended this workshop. And like I told you, in the next 6 years, billionaires will be produced. Majority of these billionaires will be in this room because you attended this workshop. The only person who will not become a billionaire in this workshop is the one who will not practice and implement everything we've said here. So these instructions are not decorations, are instructions for you to go home and implement them. Because in less than 6 years, I will come back here and I will introduce you again as billionaires, beginning from today. And I hope I was able to shift your mind to now think differently about wealth and how to become a billionaire. Because you can do it and you can become a billionaire. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for your attention, and I look forward to introducing you, like I said, as billionaires on this stage.